You have a good day. I'm not selfish. Are you trying to ruin N.K. Parker Enterprises? Get me that coffee. And the bagel, too. And Susan, if you forget my cream cheese again, you're fired. What, Susan? Yeah, Washington. Just send her in. Why, yes, Miss Washington from the... Don't tell me, you're from the, Political News. It's not a newspaper. Performing artist. Who scheduled this interview? I thought you were a journalist. I thought I was doing a news piece. Well, whoever you are, your 5 minutes start now. What do you want to know? Why, yes. This is about politics. Well, in my line of business, I have to be politically aware. Any changes in the political climate will drastically alter real estate prices. And once that happens, my business is affected. And we can't have that, can we? Take this recently retracted law in New York City concerning Section 8. Section 8 is a government-sponsored program that, well, I'm sure you must be familiar with Section 8. You must have a family member or some relative who benefits from the program, don't you? Sure you do. Anyway, now that the government has retracted these laws, their monies are no longer guaranteed to building owners like myself. So, who do we have to look towards to pay our residents' rent? No one. That's who. I have to go out and find trustworthy tenants. Those who have money and pay their rent on time every month. However, there is a positive side to this coin. Building owners, without the government involved, building owners like myself can charge even higher rents and make even more money. What does that all equal? More cash flow for me. Isn't this country great? Only in America can a skinny girl from Brooklyn grow up to have all of this. I own 10 buildings in Harlem, 5 in Brooklyn, 30 out of state, and this. My latest development, Malcolm X Terrace. A place on 138th Street. 30 units of luxury condominium. It's going to have a roof deck. It's going to have an executive suite, a roof deck, an Olympic-sized pool. Would you like to sign this petition to place Tiffany Jones on the ballot for D.C. City Council? How about you, sir? I'm Tiffany Jones, candidate for City Council. Sir, I'm Tiffany... What? My phone number? No, this is serious. It seems that some developer had purchased some land from the city on their block. 2 of the young men, and were building this new complex. 2 of the young men lived in buildings that were already sold, but the youngest one, Kareem, well, his mother owned their home, and she didn't want to move. He said it didn't matter because eminent domain gave the than the right to take her home? I didn't believe it. So I went straight to Councilman Jackson. But he said that their block was in an empowerment zone and that the complex was very important to the community. He said Kareem and his family would be compensated. I couldn't let that happen. So I started to organize the community to protest the project along with the HRI. And we were starting to get press. I had just completed my first television interview when Daddy called my BlackBerry. Now, I thought it was to congratulate me or to tell me how beautiful I looked in my Prada suit. But he told me he wanted me to quit the HRI. It seems some of his friends from the country club were investing in the project and they didn't want the bad press. Daddy said that if I was going to continue to live in his house, that I would have to quit the HRI. So, what do you think I did? I packed up and I moved right here to Columbia Heights. After that, Councilman Jackson refused to meet with me. I found out later that some of his biggest campaign contributors were investors. I continued to protest, but the project went on as scheduled. Kareem and his family had to move. People swimming to safety through filthy water, getting left in that Superdome without food, getting airlifted to Arkansas only to find out there weren't enough shelters, and then finally dropped off here in D.C. I'd seen it all on television, but somehow this was different. I couldn't imagine being stuck there. And the only people that got help were the people like me, with money. I went back every day and remembered never to miss a class. I had to make sure Daddy wrote that check. That's what. The program director saw how dedicated I was, so she put me in charge in placing all the families in homes. So, what do you think I did? I called up Daddy and all of his friends. I started the HRI Adopt a Family Fund. And you wouldn't believe it, but everyone agreed to either pay for or to provide temporary housing to a family. Councilman Jackson was so impressed, he nominated me for a citation. And Mom and Dad were so proud. When I graduated, Dad wanted me to go straight to law school to get my JD. But Mom, she was only concerned with me getting my MRS. She said I had driven away all the eligible men in college with my radical political activism. And she said that